Welcome back. Well, as you know, the surface of our planet is covered with about 70% water, and interestingly enough, our body's made up about the same, so we need to have good fluids going in. And I'm here with AquaHydrate, and Richard, you guys have the most impressive fluids on the market. Really, a complete fluid. Tell us a little bit about AquaHydrate.
Well, we are the complete health and wellness water. So what we do is we have a proprietary process that we filter the water. It's an extensive process. It's completely pure when we're done. And then we remineralize the water with organic minerals, trace elements, and electrolytes. All 72 of the naturally occurring minerals, trace elements, and electrolytes that occur in the body in the exact same proportion that the body needs them. And they're also ionic, so they're very, very bioavailable. Once we do that and remineralize the water, we put it through another process that elevates the pH to 9.15. And a higher pH water is detoxifying and deacidifying to the body. The body is supposed to be much more alkaline than it is when we eat sugar, coffee, tobacco, really also any cooked animal protein. Those are all acidic. Stress is also acidic. So I think we all have enough of all those items to be able to see that there's a lot of acidity happening in our bodies. And so once we do that process, that does a couple of things. Not only does it raise the pH to 9.15, but it also microstructures the water. And what that basically means is it gives the water a negative charge, and the result of that is that the water travels around in clusters of between 3 and 5 water molecules as opposed to 11 to 15 with neutrally charged water. The other thing that it does is it gives it a negative charge. And our bodies are naturally positively charged, and the water is negatively charged. It literally magnetically pulls it through the cell wall with all of the good stuff that it's supposed to have, that the cells are supposed to have in it. The higher detoxifying pH water, as well as the ionic minerals, trace elements, and electrolytes.
Well, Richard, let's revisit that topic of trace minerals for a second. That is really ultra important, isn't it?
Absolutely. And like everything else that we've done in our water, we have done every element. First of all, we wanted the complete water, as we've been talking about, and every element of it being a complete water, we've gotten the finest ingredients. We have the finest filtration, and then the next step is the finest minerals to remineralize our water. And we use concentrates from Trace Mineral Research. In fact, Dr. Starkey of Trace Mineral Research is on our advisory board, and he's one of the most renowned authorities on minerals, ionic minerals in particular. And it's just a great partnership, and we're very excited because they're about a 30-year-old company, very passionate about what they do, and they're very well known in the natural world for being the best in the business. So we're excited about that partnership.
Joining me right now is Dr. Darren Starkey, and Dr. Starkey, we just touched on the fact that trace minerals are important, but how important are they really?
You know, Bill, when we look at it from a foundational piece of information, it's probably one of the most important things that we can share with people, and the fact that, it's been stated that 99% of the American population are deficient in minerals due to agricultural farming techniques. Well, if we put that into perspective, if we're not putting back what was being lost, and we're active and we're living our lives the way that we enjoy, chances are we're finding ourselves extremely deficient, because if it's not in our foods, where else are we getting it from? So from that perspective, trace minerals are truly the foundational piece that is missing to help keep our bodies healthy.
And we're really talking a quality of life issue for a Joe average citizen out there. Our quality of life is going to go up. How about those who are involved in real strenuous sports? Trace minerals have an effect?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, just from the average body type, we lose a tremendous amount of body fluid just daily breathing, which could be 3 cups. But if you're an athlete and you put that strenuous, activity on top of that, and your diet and your lifestyle isn't putting back what we're losing, who's to say what type of jeopardy we could put our health? We feel great because we're an athlete, but it's not until down the road that we start realizing what we've created for ourselves. So from an athletic standpoint, I absolutely believe that we can, build that system and take ourselves off certain plateaus just by putting that balance back into our bodies.
Just amazing. Well, Dr. Starkey, it is a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Joining me right now is Howard Piper. And Howard, could you explain to us a little bit about microstructured water?
Sure, I have a brand new book out called Create a Miracle with Hexagonal Water. Okay, and hexagonal water basically comes from the glaciers up in the higher areas in the mountains, 15,000 feet or higher, like the Himalayas. And the molecules are very, very small, so there's like maybe 3 or 4 molecules in the structure. Once it starts coming down the mountains, it becomes what they call pentagonal water. Then it's a 5-sided, has 14 to 16 molecules to the structure. So consequently, the old expression water is wetter and softer is when the molecules are just a very, very small portion. When they start coming down the mountains, they become the pentagonal water, and they have a lot more molecules, which makes the water thicker and denser. Less ability to hydrate the cells, okay? Less ability of removing the toxins. So we want this microstructured water, which is a hexagonal water, have the ability to get into the cells, rehydrate the cells very quickly, and pull out the toxins.
So this is kind of a wetter water. It's quickly absorbed into our system.
It is. You know, it's interesting when you take this particular product and you combine it with various supplements, or like I make a protein drink in the morning. I use whey powder and I use super greens. I find that the particles don't fall to the bottom because the water is wetter, less denser, it'll stay floating. Consequently, when I'm getting it, I mean, there's a different taste in the water, and then when I'm taking it with the supplements or the whole foods, it goes right into the cells. You can actually feel the difference. And what is fascinating too, just a little trivia, is that your structured water or your hexagonal water will start in the brain first. Hexagonal water starts from the brain, works down to the bottom. So people say, gee, I can focus better, I have more clarity. You know, we're pulling out the toxins, we're pulling out some of the heavy metals out of the body.
That is just amazing. So that's one of the reasons why this is so powerful and really a complete water.
Complete water, that's a good point, because in my book, Create a Miracle with Hexagonal Water, which I'm going to plug again for you, it's going to be coming out next week, is that it's going to alkalize the body. Okay, it's going to give the hexagonal water so you can have the smaller molecules. It's going to give you the ionic minerals that you need. There are a lot of companies that'll do one or the other, but when I wrote the book and I talked about that it's important to have all 3 factors, this particular product has all 3 factors.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, Richard, with Dr. Starkey, Bill, and Howard, I tell you, they have given great testimony that this water is a complete water. And right now, you have the attention of all of our viewers. What's the best way for them to learn more about AquaHydrate?
Well, the best way to learn about AquaHydrate is www.aquahydrate.com, or you can go to the main website, www.aquagenis.com. Both those addresses will lead you to our website. We're available in thousands of natural stores across the nation, and if they don't have it, feel free to ask for it because we appreciate your support.
Well, good enough, Richard. This is just amazing product. Thanks so much for being on.
Great. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it.